Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to NECC. Novanta, we just had this entire conversation, and here I am. I'm just gonna hammer on through. As you can tell, this is Novanta, my co-caster, and I am Lars Newt, and we're bringing you some more NECC action. Now we've got some Concordia rivalry, Concordia, Wisconsin versus Concordia, Nebraska, both from the West in this Emergence division, coming off of that banger series with Boise State upsetting UAH. That's going to be a tough act to follow. Novanta, thoughts, questions, concerns, comments, hopes, and/or dreams?
Well, I really want to have my own strain of cheese and call it Novanta Brie, but that's besides the point. Here right now, you have two teams who are kind of in the bottom half of the table, with Concordia, Wisconsin going 0-7 currently versus a 1-5 Concordia, Nebraska. But that said, this is going to be entertaining for a whole different reason, because this is basically an in-house rivalry. Nobody wants to drop points. Nobody wants to lose a game. So you're going to see two squads go all out tonight.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how these teams match up with each other. And the nice thing coming into this is what makes good Rocket League to watch is even matchups. And I think that's what you can expect out of these two teams, is a very even matchup, a little bit different pace of play over what we just saw, this being the Emergence Division versus the Champions Division, but still a good battle right down to the finish line.
Well, one thing about Emergence Rocket League, especially in NECC between these teams, is that there isn't much of disparity of comes to heart, when it comes to grit, being able to go all out, being able to challenge. What we are missing is a little bit of shot accuracy, a little bit more of a looser rotation scheme, and sometimes defenses can collapse. But that may sound like at all of a bad thing, but what that leads is a lot more creativity, especially in that mid-pitch, finding teams that come up with goals that you didn't think was possible. So why not?
Yeah, what's interesting here is you get some teams that are going to be very, very solid position rotation play, and they make a very good use of the team play to find goal scoring opportunities. And you're going to have teams that are going to rely heavily on mechanics. And you could be looking for some nutty mechanics. This isn't Champions Division, but they're still plenty high enough to see some absolutely absurd shooting opportunities. So just be on the lookout early in this series to see kind of what those teams are leaning on as what's going to be their advantage going forward.
What do you, which team are you thinking may come out tonight? I really feel like these both squads are pretty evenly matched. Does anyone have an advantage for you?
No. You're asking me to make a prediction that I can't make. What I'm looking right now actually is at the school year of these different teams and some of the interest there. And I had this initial reaction of, well, Concordia, Nebraska has OG Baba, who is a junior, and that could bring some maturity and some level-headedness to this team. But my experience watching Rocket League, the younger you get, the more just cracked kids get quickly. So it's just going to be a toss-up. This Concordia, Wisconsin team, very young, freshman, and sophomore.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. It doesn't really matter necessarily the lineups there. I mean, we do have a mix of veteran talent and some freshmen as well, but it does benefit the entire organization structure at Concordia. Having different schools, different campuses, and different strategies working out together says a lot. And I'm sure that regardless of the result, both teams, even the other teams are not even on the pitch today, can benefit for what we see today. So I can't call it either. I'm going to say, like you said, quote, no. But I think we're going to get ourselves at least a 4-game series.
Well, I hope we get to see that Game 4 because, as you know, as has been said time and time again, Game 4 is where you really find out what teams are made of. So, however we end up in that Game 4 scenario, I just want to make sure we get there. And obviously, I want to go all the way to Game 5 overtime because that is where the peak of action happens until a ball just dribbles home on a defensive error, and then all of a sudden, all the hype we built just is gone. But it's fine because that happens. It's Rocket League. We all make these mistakes at every single level. It just happens. But who knows? We could see that Game 5 decider go to an absolute banger of an ending.
Best of 5 series set. If you haven't made your predictions already, you still have a little bit of moment to do so here in the Twitch chat here. Both teams are getting ready for the pitch, and I don't know. I think we're going to find a little bit of aggression in the first game, and to your point, like my childhood hero Leachy said, Game 4s are so important because that's what teams really show out which one wants it more. But if it's a sweep, that cannot even be an issue. That could be a moot point when it's all said and done. I don't know about you, Lars, but I'm growing impatient. I want some Rocket League in my life.
Novanta, I want to know what it's like growing up with Leachy as a childhood hero and really exactly how that one works.
This is why my dream is to have my own kind of cheese. I have low expectations.
Leachy is at the lowest of low expectations. Confirmed. Game number 1, 5 minutes on the clock, and we are underway with this best of 5 matchup.
Oh, I can't believe it. OJ Baba wanted an opportunity here to get a goal on target to begin with, but it's easily broke up. Watching it there from Anchor, going the right side flank, pass OG Baba, but OG Baba stops that right there. Looking like something's going to be a bit of a battle in the flanks and the corners here around the horn. Both teams are struggling. It seems that when Speed goes to dive with a shot, the ZRM makes quick work of it, and it's 1-0.
That's a great push through this corner. You're going to see some of this corner ball develop as time goes on, but a double commit into the corner by Concordia, Nebraska opens up that opportunity as they find a way to push that one front of center of the net, and ZRM, a nicely placed shot up high, is going to be very difficult to save.
Concordia, Nebraska in the blue, and Concordia, Wisconsin in the orange, with 1 goal separating them currently. The scoreline has been open. Jay Cloud on the right side. A little bit of top. Coming up past top, but is poked away. OG Baba was looking for a score to tie the proceedings here. And Tay floating in space. Dispossessed. Trying a second chance here, using the wall to the advantage. Trying to go for another bit of a juggle there, but it was not the cleanest. Good away by Aker. OG Baba. Shot around the horn, probably a pass it himself. Tap. But Sauce's Llama had the vision to clear it away. It's still 1-0 here with 1 minute elapsed. That was almost a shot on goal for a second one, and almost another shot as well. 3 shots on goal in rapid succession. The scoreline still the same.
Concordia, Nebraska is doing a great job of bringing pressure downfield and getting those follow-up opportunities. It can be so difficult to find a way to attack and re-attack, but they're managing to make those quick rotations happen. ZRM with a little bit of a kind of fake challenge type bait type thing gets that one down into the corner. They don't find a way to make a shooting opportunity materialize out of that one.
So let me ask you a question here. This is the emergence division. You don't have to be super fancy if you don't want to. How valuable is it for fakes and things like that on the wall? Or is your goal here just to put the ball in the net?
The goal at the end of the day is to put the ball at the net. I'll go full John Madden. You got to score more goals than your opponent to find a victory. Jay Clow will be able to find one here, but the fakes are going to be huge. That's going to be a great way to open up opportunities. These players may be a little bit more susceptible to it than more experienced players.
Did we get Lars Madden? What just happened there? You switched out? We're tied 1-1, 3 minutes and 5 seconds to go. And this Concordia essentially in-house here on stream. Tay, looking to make something happen on the right side, but it was kind of a loose with a pass, but it shanked up high. Got a car in the way. Aker juggling it. Trying to beat one defender. Has one more to beat and the side wall. Doomsday just is out of the question at this point. OG Baba with a poke outside. ZRM. Got cut off by his own teammate there by Aker. Aker has a little bit of an interesting course of action with that ball. Kind of went to 2 defenders and opens a scoring opportunity. Lars, your mouth's agape. Explain what happened here.
Novanta, Tay goes off the ceiling, double jumps down to get back to it, then gets bumped by OG Baba to read the bounce off the ground and pop that one right into the net. What the heck?
Did we say calculated? I'm not sure what just happened there.
Absolutely. You know how I feel about this, Novanta. It's calculated or it's server lag, and there is nothing in between.
If all else fails, blame the lag. I'm all about that. Jay Cloud, look at him make a third one, but ZRM gets in the way. Tay. Sauces on OG Baba. Okay, a little bit of give and go. Razzmatazz. Wow, 3-1.
Oh, Novanta, you know me. I'm not a huge fan of this corner ball, but Tay does a good job of using that back wall to take advantage of it. Sees that pass coming out into the mid off a defensive, just a little bit too hot of a touch into that corner. And then OG Baba does a great job reading that pass off the back wall to finish that one off.
Concordia, Nebraska, kind of in their own groove now. On the backs of OG Baba's positioning on the field. ZRM doing more of that corner ball Lars loves so much. ZRM with a stop and a block, but it's cleared up the line by Tasty, and the ball is loose high, mid-pitch. ZRM is trying to, he can try to cover it, but it's cleared away by Sauce's Llama. Now that could have been a scoring opportunity, but it was quickly disposed of. I wonder if another opportunity be on the horizon for them. Sauce's Llama, ZRM, back in the corner. But Jay Cloud has other ideas. Aker over the mid-side, but Tasty stops it. Now, Lars, I gotta ask you this 3-1 scoreline. Should it be a little bit more urgency on the side of Concordia, Wisconsin?
Absolutely. They're the slower of the 2 teams right now, although just barely. Concordia, Nebraska, 52 kilometers an hour on average. To Concordia, Wisconsin, that a big opportunity there. They decide not to push, interestingly enough. And that goes right back to what you were saying. Better than the speeds does. Right there, they had an opportunity, an open net. They had 2 players lurking in midfield. They need to commit on that. And at this point, I'd even take the double commit over both choosing to back off.
Wow, you know, something's weird when you want to advocate for double commits, but we're about a minute ago in this first game in Best of 5 series set 3-1, favoring Concordia, Nebraska, which is in the blue. Looking for their 4th goal if they can get out of their own half of the net. Yeah, Aker to the mid-pitch, but they gets it, misses it though, but Jay is there, thankfully. CRM dispossess Left side flank has a shot past the Acre. Hanging over the goal. This might be a scoring opportunity, but it's all for naught here. Oh, wow, Acre out of nowhere with a separate shot on goal there. 3-1, 35 seconds to go. It's do or die time for any kind of opportunity to tie this game up.
Well, Wisconsin needs to find magic right about now, but as you know, in the 3v3 field, it becomes much, much harder to make those comebacks happen at the last second, especially when Concordia, Nebraska is doing an excellent job of keeping this ball contained and maintaining pressure, burning off that clock.
Burning off the clock and clock management is really the unsung heroes here in Rocket League, and DRM has pretty much have given up of making this game a possibility of tying it up. They dropped the first one, not the worst part of the world, but got to give it to Concordia, Nebraska, opening up the scoring and walking away with the win.
Concordia, Nebraska in good fashion here in game number one. Take this one fairly secure, but we saw some good threats back the other way. Wisconsin needs to find a way to capitalize on these opportunities as they've been handed to them. Nebraska's struggled a little bit to get the ball clear of the shooting lane. They have a nasty habit of leaving it out in front there and then not covering either the net or the ball, ideally both. But Wisconsin just doesn't push it. They don't find a way to pressure downfield and take advantages of those opportunities.
What do you think that is? Is it kind of just a snake bit gun shy situation? Is it a strategy or a team formation not used to? Why are they just that much slower on the ball?
I think it's a little bit of A, a little bit of B. It's a little bit of, you know, they're a little nervous to get caught too far upfield. That's something you can see very often in some of these players is they like to take wide rotations deep back into their own end. You can even see that they're not doing a great job of pressuring upfield. They're not getting as much pressure down the field when they get these opportunities. There we go. There it updates. They're not spending as much time downfield when they get these offensive pressure opportunities. They're getting wide rotations, and they're not as eager to jump on the ball for fear of getting beat over the backside. The other side is just communication and aggression issues. We saw that Canadian standoff in front of the ball. Both players in a position to take a shot on an open net, and neither goes. You need to have that aggression to say, I'm going to go get this, and the communication to call your teammate off of it.
I was today years old where I heard the phrase Canadian standoff. And we're off here. Game 2 between both squads. 5 minutes on the clock. Concordia, Nebraska has one game in this best of 5 series for their tally. Jay Cloud trying to open the scoring. Have another game in hand to make this quick work. And it was almost a shot on goal. It was cleared away by the ZRM. But that would have been costly if you had Nebraska in such a controlling lead so early. Jay Cloud. Pass and blocked by Acre to ZRM. Beats one defender, can beat a second one, but no. Tay had an idea, saw that, read it, dispossessed his opponent. Acre, shot on. Could be, might be. It is! There it is, open goal number 1.
That's a lot of yellow here out of Acre, but a great upfield pass. Acre makes that read off the wall, touches it down. J. Cloud tries to catch, but it bounces up over the top. I like the idea here from J. Cloud to control, but when you see that Acre player coming just streaking down from on high like a bolt of lightning, at that point, just get it out of the shooting lane. Just get it away from the front of your net.
Well, Dr. Newton, let me ask you a question. After last game, it was so much corner ball. This one was kind of like down Broad Street, both the goal scoring attempt and the actual goal. What's changed between these two teams? Why is that being the tactic being used now?
Recognizing the space, give it a little bit better. That was off the crossbar, and Acre can't quite find the finish. We're going to transition back the other way, but recognizing the space given and what's happening downfield, I think as these teams get a little bit more comfortable, they're going to be a little bit more eager to try to take advantage of that and not just throw it to the sidewalls to buy some space. OG Baba doesn't need any.
Wow, looks like OG Baba was in a slow motion movie by himself. Look at this one, all the time in the world and all the space. Well, if you have that luxury, you're going to make that happen. And the scoreline is now level. 3:44 to go in game 2. And we're tied at 1 apiece. Wisconsin in the orange, Nebraska in the blue, and we're level once again. And I can tell you one thing, after seeing both teams put one on, I don't think this is going to be an easy one for either squad, because now we have ourselves a hit parade.
Just bang, bang, back and forth. Tay takes that kick off, grabs the boost in the corner and sends this one all the way down. Great car control, and they just can't quite get the read. Sasha's Llama doesn't get there in time. They're going to send this one all the way back as the last two players can't dive in to make that one clear. That's good control off the kickoff. Nice job keeping it close. And Tay with another opportunity has one more to beat. They get it past them. And it's Tay and kickoffs is the winning combo right now for Concordia, Nebraska.
Look here, that's like a scene out of a car chase movie. Beats one, beats the other, juggling it on the unicycle. Why not? 3-1. Tay's feeling himself right now. Props to the skills. And we have seen this before, a 3-1 scoreline favoring Nebraska. If you're Wisconsin, you're probably having bad memories of the last game. What do you do to knock yourself out of this one, Lars?
You have to find some success. You have to let it go. You have to let that mentally wash off your back. Bring your pressure downfield. Maybe do exactly what we're seeing Nebraska do here. Get some physicality, some demos, open up scoring opportunities, and then take advantage of them. OG Baba has an opportunity open there, but they just can't find a way to finish it well touched into the corner.
I can see all the OG Baba supporters clenching their teeth. That was an opportunity that could have been working out for them, but it wasn't to be. But Jay Clow has a shot on that. Barely challenged, and I guess that is going to be 4-4 for Nebraska.
See Nebraska just running away with it right now. OG Baba was well positioned upfield looking to get that read on the clear, but not necessary. It's an easy drive home for Jay Clow. And even Jay Clow looks to defend it a little bit, bumping OG Baba off at the last second to make sure that, hey, it's my goal, not yours.
Yeah, what's teamwork, by the way? Anyway, 4-1 the score line. And if you're Wisconsin now, you got to make sure you can stop the bleeding. And we'll see how they'll do just that. Jay Clow, the shot, looking at net, eyeing in a net, could be the bottom corner. Was cleared away by Sausage Llama. And Tay bumped for its efforts. Jay Clow's in the move, eyeing it, and it's a bit of a collision there in the mid-pitch there with a couple of these players on both sides. Looks like aggression's coming out here. 4-1's the scoreline, and both teams don't want that to be the only scoreline here in this one.
You asked earlier, what's teamwork? Well, what's teamwork? What do you need teamwork for when you have open net opportunities? And that seems to be what Concordia, Nebraska has found a good amount of here. And we still have over 2 minutes of gameplay left, but it feels like Concordia, Wisconsin just can't get anything going in the offensive end.
Hopefully they can change their fortunes and make this more of a competitive bout. OG Baba blocked by Aker, top of the crossbar, looking out. Kind of a cleared, not cleared. Jay Clow picks up the scraps, tries to beat one defender, but is taken by the ZRM while it's loose in the pitch. Recovered by Tay, but Aker, once to get it back, decides to do his own mugging. Why not? OJ Baba is demo for the effort. ZRM has a loose ball here. And you're right, Lars, it does feel like even with the deficit here, Wisconsin isn't really in a rush to get their way back in the game.
No, we need to see some more aggression, some more speed, and unfortunately, we're also going to see with that increase in speed and aggression, a little bit more of what you just saw there, which is those mechanical errors. And as you go faster, you're just bound to make more mistakes. Jay Clow, speaking of mistakes, put this one off the back wall. And now Sausage Llama breaks up the Rule 1. Interesting to see if that's going to be punished or not.
I'm proud. I don't believe in that Rule 1 stuff. You can flame in the chat, I know, but Rule 1 is weird to me. But I do want to say this. Doesn't matter if you're riding motorcycles or learning how to drive a truck. You don't want to go fast and you can control your vehicle. And when things happen like that, that's when things break down. Aggression is great. You got to shore up the defense to make sure you don't concede goals. And that's been Achilles' heel for Wisconsin. Tay eyeing the ball, bringing it, getting the hundo, which is very important if he has any plans to go to the sky. Does. Goes the other side, coast to coast. Mid-pitch, the ball is knocked loose by the wall. This came out of nowhere. And Jay Clow stopped by Sausage Llama, shot on goal, but OG Baba collects it. Aker pilfers it, and it could be going in the sin. Sausage Llama with the excess hit would make it 4-2.
Sausage Llama secures this one on top of Aker, but there's nobody home. No one was going to get there regardless, and that was on its way in. They cut that lead in half, but now only 23 seconds to go. This could be an uphill battle on the side of Concordia, Wisconsin to really get themselves back in this series. I think the best thing you can hope for here is maybe one more goal, but at the least to not get scored on. Sausage Llama needed to secure that one, and unfortunately they just come up short.
Just come up short. Seems to be a theme here tonight and in this series here, but I gotta say that the last goal that Wisconsin scored was kind of a soft one to concede. It doesn't tell you that Nebraska isn't infallible. They may have a shot in game 3.
Yeah, especially here in this emergence division, that's something you need to look for is when you're handed those opportunities to take advantage of them. That's something we criticized Concordia, Wisconsin in game number 1 for not doing. They got handed the ball on a silver platter in front of Nebraska's net, and didn't score it. They just didn't jump on that ball. They didn't come downfield with enough aggression. This is threes. You have extra players on the field. You know, myself, I'm a twos main, so to me, that third player is extra. Take advantage of it. Be aggressive on the ball. You have that ability to rely on your teammates and just have faith in them. Get aggressive. You should always have somebody challenging, somebody rotating, and somebody grabbing boost. Always, 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 always.
Is there any player on either squad that has stuck out to you as far as a standout performance or individual effort here today so far?
Honestly, not in particular. I know looking at these score lines, that may be kind of surprising to see this spread that we have over the top. But on the side, especially of Nebraska, despite having, you know, Tay with 510 points to Jay Clow with 178, they've all been very present on the field. They've done a good job of managing their rotations and their spacing to make sure that this is effective. Tay just happens to walk away with more points, especially aided by those two big kickoff goals.
We take it to Utopia Coliseum. Concordia, Nebraska, 2 games already stored away, looking to make it a sweep. Concordia, Wisconsin, trying to stay that off and get a reverse sweep of their own. 5 minutes on the clock here in the mid-pitch. OG Baba with a little bit of redirect, kind of lost it on top of the fender, but ZRM grabs it, going on top of the goal. This could be a goal-scoring opportunity down at the bottom, and there's no one there to collect it there, unless Sauces Lama makes his work a floater, and it's cleared away by Tay. And this has been one of the most unique scoring offenses we've seen so far this series, Lars.
And really good opportunities there. They did a good job cycling through in that quick turn offense that you know that I love. They just couldn't get the ball on net. And the last one that they did, it was going to dribble just down, maybe even bar down, but Tay gets up to it in time to flip the script and bring momentum back down the field. But so far, majority of the attack has been in favor of Concordia, Wisconsin. They just need to find a way to convert and finish it off.
I will say the crossbar has been good and bad in my career, but it's hard to leave that sort of thing to chance, especially if they're down by 2 games. Looking at Wisconsin, now more than ever has to get an offensive attack going. Aker, almost a back pass, but it's clear with OG Baba across the other side of the net. Probably looking for a partner there, but no one was there to collect it. Tay, just keeping the ball on the other side of the pitch. Not much of an offensive plan, more working the clock, if anything, as they have 2 games in hands here. That is Concordia, Nebraska, there in the blue side, looking to make this one a sweep. Jake clears it out, left side, running the walls. The ball's a little loose, stopped by the ZRM. Now it's loose in the mid to Aker up top. Will it be a chance for collection? Yes, Los Islamic collects it against the wall one more time, and it's beat by OJ Baba, and that could have been another volley goal attempt had Nebraska not gotten away.
So far, though, Wisconsin doing a good job of maintaining this pressure. The time on attack just continues to build and build, and part of that is they're just moving faster, averaging 4, 5, 6 kilometers an hour faster than their opponents here. Doing a good job of taking advantage of that speed, but Jay Clow with a nice shot on net, touched away by Aker. We're finally seeing some offensive pressure here in game number 3 to the advantage of Nebraska.
Canadian standoffs, kilometers. What's going on with you, man? I have no idea what these things are. But it's 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go. We're still scoreless here in this game 3. Pivotal because we have Nebraska at series point. Sauces Lama, though, and Concordia, Wisconsin are looking to change that narrative, looking to change that story. To get one on the board, to get a little lead happening, it all may be for its purpose to Tay up there, bottom right, but that net was just an inch wider. That would have gone in, but it was too wide for it to matter. And now we have a loose ball in front of the other side here. There's being volleyed left and right. Both teams are just keeping hot potato. No team has complete possession. In the mid-pitch now, sent back. OG Baba clears it away. It's not the best of clears. The ZRM flips it back. It's on top. Lama goes up, and it's finally shunted away to the mid-pitch.
Pressure ping-ponging back and forth. Coming up on the 2-minute mark remaining. We've seen a couple of very nice opportunities that just haven't yielded a goal, and for the most part, that's been it. ZRM needs a touch here, or rather doesn't, as that goes wide. And right now, we just had to find that last little bit. Something I'd like to point out, there's only been 1 demo so far in this game. It was right on Nebraska's goal line as Wisconsin found a way to get through and try to open up the net, but they don't finish it. Here's an opportunity, but OG Baba with a good rotation back through. I'd like to see some physicality come out as we look for an opportunity to open up this net and score some goals.
So this is the first time, if you're watching NEC Sports, my broadcast colleague, Dr. Lars Newt, says the last 90 seconds of a game is super important. Now, why exactly is that, especially the scoreline is tied at 0 apiece?
Well, I typically do it in the context of when one team has an advantage over the other, but with tied, you start to get some of that mental pressure on both sides of the field. Both sides of the field, you can expect both teams to start to bring up the pressure, bring up the speed as they get a little bit desperate to try to finish this game in regulation, because nobody as a player likes to see a golden goal scenario, especially with everything on the line right now.
Yeah, I hate sweating. Less than a minute to go, 50 seconds to go. Both teams are at 0. And Anchor had a shot attempted, but the wall got in the way, apparently. Stopped by Jay Clow, and it's robbed, sent backwards. Looking at OG Baba, grabs the right side, gets the mid boost. Demos the opponent, shot, beats the second opponent, ahead of goal, with a shot, and it's cleared. Desperation cleared by ZRM, and that could have been what would break the tie, broke the deadlock. But these teams seem to be in sync with each other, almost like a yin-yang symbol. Wherever someone attacks, one defends, and vice versa. Jay Clow above the goal, pass back down to Baba, but it's stopped by Sauces Llama in the most unorthodox save, and that is keeping it level.
Well, it was keeping it level. The ZRM takes advantage of that desperate push. You could feel it developing as all of Nebraska says, we need to finish this here. They all come upfield. They all bring pressure on the net, and then it leaks out the backside, and ZRM walks that one home. 8 seconds to go. We need to see Nebraska pull out another one of those big kickoff goals. But it's been Tay to make those happen, and they were on the kickoff, so Jay Clow pushes this one downfield. Sausage out to the mid. Tay with an opportunity, but just it. And OG allows that one to fall. We stay alive. Game 4. We'll see if your prediction holds true.
Well, it was one of those situations where the levee just broke. You know, there's so many opportunities that Wisconsin got the ball on frame, and, well, you can't defend everything. And if you didn't get any goals to have in pocket, that's what we call them, insurance goals, you're bound to drop one. And that's what happened just then.
Well, I saw developing was Nebraska was bringing more and more pressure downfield, and I like to liken it to a pressure cooker. And it's a lot of ways kind of a ticking time bomb. We'll bring, I guess it doesn't really matter. We're going to use the demo map because I really just want to talk about what was happening here. You can see not a lot of demos, but as that pressure starts to build in the offensive end, excuse me, as it was down here, in the offensive end, you start to see that pressure build. You start to see these players get more and more contained. They get more and more aggressive, and that wall starts to come up and up and up. There's a lot more happening here. Sooner or later, that pressure, it's going to burst. It's going to go somewhere. And ideally, if you are the attackers here, you want that pressure burst to happen into your opponent's net. But now, all 3 of your players, they're all up in this region. When it bursts the other way, there's nobody home to try to defend it. This kind of pressure, I love to bring it on as an offensive player. You just have to be very, very cautious about getting beat over the backside. You need to be very consistent defensively.
We head to the Aqua Dome for some underwater fisticuffs. Game 4. The sweep situation is not happening. Concordia, Wisconsin's looking for a reverse sweep, but Concordia, Nebraska is still at series point. 5 minutes on the clock, and it starts right now. And, well, I want to think, if you're Nebraska, to go back to the games of old when you were scoring multiple goals and not being able to concede one quite like that. That was kind of a funky one, but that seems to be the order of the day for Wisconsin.
Oh, the team bump here prevented any kind of clear. 2 players out of the play, and Tay is left with no boost to try to scramble back to the net. It's going to be Aker to score that one to lead the early lead for Concordia, Wisconsin.
Well, an early lead is something that Concordia, Wisconsin has not been afforded quite now. Let's see if their team strategy changes, if they get complacent, if they try to go for more, if they feel blood is in the water here. The one thing I can tell you, well, maybe that question is answered pretty quickly. The scoreline is now doubled.
Blood is in the water for Aker. They bang this one off the wall and chase Tay down. Tay does their best to recover, but it doesn't matter. ZRM puts that one home, and I guess to T-Rex, will they go into the water if there's blood in the water?
So many animal questions. I have no idea. Is Aquaman watching? All right, 2-0 for both squads here. And if anything I could say, if you're Nebraska, to be able to drop 3 goals in quick succession would be very, very worrying, Lars.
OG Baba just can't get this touch out, and then Tay trying to rotate back high on the wall, stay out of the way of that clear play, ends up actually touching that one back down and in front of that approaching player out of Concordia, Wisconsin. Very easily touches that one home. That's that kind of defensive miscue that we criticized Wisconsin earlier for not taking advantage of, but they found a way to make it happen here. Now here's an opportunity. There's the turn. Jay Cloud just puts it wide. Baker can't get the touch clear. We still see this ball lurking in front of this net. Finally, they get it cleared back the other way.
Being down by 3 goals is never ideal, but being down by 3 goals when 30 seconds have elapsed is a whole other deal altogether. Concordia, Wisconsin is reeling, looking to get themselves on the score line here, but Jay Clow got beat by Aker, and Aker's looking for the 4th one for this team. OG Baba playing with it, a little bit of a dribble, kind of fakes himself out, popped out mid, top of Jay Clow, but Jay Clow is shunted and the ball goes the other way. CRM in the mid pitch, off to the races now to Sasha Lama in the corner, and just wide, looking for goal number 4. Jay Clow past the Tay. Tay down, pretty much one person back, but that was all that was needed to clear that ball around. And now it's time for Concordia, Wisconsin to reset to see if they can block away the second scoring attempt from Concordia, Wisconsin. But Akers on the right side, pretty much doing a little bit of dribbling by himself. There was no one up there to pass it to. It was kind of a brave move, but definitely got it stuck for his efforts here. Still 3-0, 3:16 to go. And it looks like, if anything, Wisconsin's the stronger team in the pitch.
Well, you say that, but they just missed a little bit of an opportunity there in front of the net, and we'll wonder if they're going to be kicking themselves for that later. The only way to find out is to play out the rest of this game, but I'd like to see Nebraska score a goal here fairly quickly. Getting down to that 90-second mark with this score line is more or less a death sentence at this point.
And that's kind of just interesting to have a team that can be so potent on attack and win the first 2 games, get stunned the 3rd game, and hasn't scored a goal since. I mean, it's been a game and a half without any goal scores from Concordia and Nebraska. Either way this series shakes, that'd be worrying for any coach to go ahead and review the VOD afterwards. But that was cleared away, and you have 2 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock, about halftime here, but the same 3-0 score line. ZRM with a clear of its own. Going on the horn, but stopped by Taze. Looking to have a goal set for Nebraska here, but that was all for naught. And Akers being set all the way back over defenders, uncontested, and now it's a 4-0 game.
Great job taking advantage of this awkward transition. Tay team bumps into Jay Clow, leaves OJ Baba on their own, and backwards with an attacker coming down the field with control of the ball and all by yourself is not the position you want to be in. OG Baba finds out the hard way. Now 4-0, just above 2 minutes remaining. We really need to see Nebraska come alive, or we will see that Game 5 decider.
Yeah, awkward wasn't even the half. Awkward was an understatement. That was like school picture day. Jeepers. So 4-0 the scoreline. You're right, Lars. If nothing changes, if we keep what's going on, this complacency sets in for Nebraska. We're looking at a Game 5 situation, and even if they eke out the win in Game 5, I'll still have serious questions. But I'm getting ahead of myself. 1 minute 43 to go. OG Baba misses up high. Tisasha Lama down low. Could have been 5. Could have been the nickel, but it's cleared away by Tay. ZRM tries to go to 2 against 1. Almost get the ball for the efforts. The victors go the spoils, I guess. And Aker does a nice clear back pass off the back wall. 2-on-1 assault there from Nebraska, trying desperately to get something going, something on the board, some sort of goal production. It's been about 8 minutes since the last time they put something on the board. ZRM around the horn to leave this area. It's a loose ball, but a shot by Sasha's Lama, and it was the top 90, but their rebound is there, and the nickel is on.
ZRM finding a way to put this one high, and that's that quick turn offense that I love to see. Not rotating high all the way out to the midfield line, rotating just to the top of the box, seeing that opportunity develop. You've got Nebraska in an awkward position. Take advantage of it, read that ball off the back wall, and give you this 5-goal lead that at this point, frankly, is quite untouchable.
Yeah, it's a difficult thing to be on the business end of a lead, quite so commanding. But yeah, if you're Nebraska, all you can do now is focus on Game 5. But they get 1 for the road, which is the problem I was having is that, almost 9 minutes are gone by without a goal from the team. They get 1 here.
Yeah, being able to say, hey, we could still score goals, we could slow this down, we can bring this a little bit back in our favor is going to be critical going into Game 5, because at this point, like I said, I'm fairly convinced we're going to be seeing a game number 5, but they just need to find a way to build some momentum before they get there. As it stands right now, this still looks pretty ugly when it comes to Nebraska's odds in Game 5. I'd like to see them find a way to make this offense work, especially with how much of it they've had. 58% of this game has been spent down in the orange end of the field. They just haven't been able to convert.
Putting yourself in a reverse sweep situation is never ideal, and if you're Nebraska, now more than ever, you have to stop the bleeding. 30 seconds to go, and it looks like Wisconsin's looking for a 6th one. That's the aggressive they're playing in the mid-pitch there, but they have to get that ball off the line. Looks like Nebraska was looking for the 2nd. They have not given up. I give them credit for that. Even though I totally have ragged on the mid-pitch attack, they are still doing shots on goal. 50 seconds to go, but 6-1, and well, 13 seconds left to go, Lars. But you know when we say when it's 6-1, are we going to Rio?
Oh, I don't know. I keep a go bag handy just in case. But 13 seconds is a tall order for any team to score, even this team that's done such a good job of just beating them down. There it is. Flights are canceled. Put the bags away. No Rio for us.
You know
I don't think we'll be seeing a comeback, but I like the optimism.
You're striking me as a Louis Vuitton guy, definitely.
Me?
Yeah, for sure, man. High class Lars. That's what I'm talking about. 6-2, still in favor of Wisconsin. Maybe there's a calls for a comeback, but we'll have to wait till Game 5 as Nebraska drops 2 straight to have a Game 5 decider in this best-of-5 series between the Concordias. And good game so far. It's a tale of 2 different teams, 2 different squads, 2 different energies, and it all has one more game to decide it all.
I want to talk about these 2 teams, but Novanta, I have to talk about you first. What are you, Gucci, Louis Vuitton? What is it? I need to know as you sit here and call me out, because as you should know, I'm actually more of a Crocs and a high school gym bag type of guy. I just don't care. I just don't. It's just whatever works. If it functions, it functions. And speaking of function, Concordia University, Wisconsin functions like a well-oiled machine here, does an excellent job of running away with this game here and just dominating through game number 4, setting themselves up beautifully for game 5.
Can't wait for that Lars Newth crossover. But yes, you're absolutely right. This is the best possible scenario going in for these 2 squads. I can't call it. On paper, the records were similar, albeit not the most impressive, but they were similar. And now it's proven. The script has been written. 5 games, you're going to find out which one is the true team in the Game 5.
I want to know, what is your thoughts, questions, concerns, comments, hopes, and/or dreams when it comes to this Game 5? We've seen both these teams find a way to put 2 games together back to back. Does Concordia, Wisconsin find a way to put the 3rd together in that nice little clutch and make this the reverse sweep? Or does Nebraska find the magic they had in game number 1 and bring this one back from the brink?
It's one of those things where it doesn't really matter which team wins tonight. What it is important is if you're Nebraska, I will ask some serious questions about how you let your opponent get back into a series by beating you 1-0 and then dropping, 8 goals on you in the previous game? Well, those are questions that have to be answered regardless of the result. And so, 5 minutes on the clock here for this decider. Lars, who do you got?
Don't put me in that position, Devonta. You know this. I'm gonna say Wisconsin. I like to see a reverse sweep. I think it's very exciting, and here we are in this position. And right now, the ball goes back and forth. It looks like Nebraska had an opportunity to score first, but Aker with a big demo to save the day just delays the pain. Hey, CJ 2002 scores first.
I kind of like this hip bump from Tate. He's coming around, doing it, just taking a sweet time, driving Miss Daisy Sunday style, beats one defender, bottom corner. That's what I'm talking about. Slow and effective wins the race. That seems to be the rule of thumb here in the Emergence Division, and, well, it's effective.
Novanta, I'm afraid that you and I are having too much fun. Well, on the field, Aker ties this up. I think this was nobody goes on the kickoff. No, they do. Tay just gets beat to the ball, and there's no one back at the net to try to save that one.
Well, just like that, it went from saying, is Nebraska back to, we're back to being level. And only 30 seconds have elapsed since game 5, meaning not one team can lose, because if they do, they'll lose the series. And ZRM is trying to make short work of that. Around the horn, but it's beat by Tay. And Tay stunts it all the way to the mid-pitch. It's set back for the efforts. OJ Baba, one of the heroes of the early parts of the series, been rendered pretty much invisible in game 3 and 4. Looking to get back into shooting form. Tay, kind of overcommitted, double commit, but has to take charge for someone. Back to OG Baba, but it's stopped by ZRM, but it's demo for its efforts. And now we have a little bit more of the play happening on the right side and the walls here. So in the first couple games, we were in the corner playing corner ball. Now we're having these kind of like stops in the mid-pitch against the walls. What do you make of this change of strategy for both teams?
Oh, first I'm going to call this out while I can. 100% shooting currently in this game. Both teams, 1 shot, 1 goal. But what I like to see is that those challenges develop at the midfield as opposed to down in the corners. That speaks well, but it doesn't speak well here for Concordia, Nebraska. Sausage Llama finds a way to make it work.
Sausage Llamas beats one defender off that wall. I'm telling you, it's the new meta for these two teams right now, and walks it just escorts this ball to the net, unchallenged, uncontested, and that's the difference right now, 2-1 in favor of Wisconsin. 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go, and if you're in Nebraska now, you may have to think of something different. Maybe not use a corner ball to your advantage. I see that shooting lane has been closed down momentarily. TRM shot off the wall, back on the same part of the same wall, but a nice little archetype maker. Try to do something here, try to draw up the defense, but the defense, they were not fooled at all. Saved by TRM. OG Baba catches it, pass to Tay, down, has a chance, but put away by Aker. It seems to me the point of reference is that mid-pitch, that mid-side wall, excuse me. With Aker trying to beat one defender, almost does, but it gets a defender up there. OG Baba's eyeing it. There's really no help there, but Jay Clow is there instead. A little bit of a floater in the corner. Now, Lawrence, 2-1 the score line. It does seem that Wisconsin's pretty much held Nebraska to not having any fair shots on goal.
Yeah, they've done a great job of clearing that shooting lane out, not allowing offensive opportunities to develop from those mid-pitch walls and those the corners that they've had so many opportunities to shoot from. Well, it's not a great shooting angle to come from. And right now, Wisconsin just dominating the midfield at the top of their own box, preventing any shooting opportunities from developing in front of them, and just cutting down all of the angles you would need to get solid shooting opportunities.
Well, I don't want to jinx anything because it's way early, but if the results hold, it would be a reverse sweep for the Orange squad, Concordia, Wisconsin, here today. And I'm sure Nebraska wants to make sure everything doesn't happen that way, do everything in their power to prevent that result. 2-1 still. Tay going to the right side, not opting to go down the mid-pitch. Interesting choice, but it's blocked away by Sanchez Lama. It just seems like both teams have the same idea of where they want their offensive attacks to originate and which lanes to use. I wonder if that's on purpose, or maybe just being in sync with your opponents, or maybe they just have a similar strategy because it's in the same organization.
I think they're just very evenly matched right now, and that's kind of shunting the ball off to the wall here and out into the corners, as it becomes very difficult to beat a team that matches you almost mirror-like, to get that into a good position to shoot from. Just naturally, that ball is going to find a way to leak out into those walls and those corners, because that's just generally, it's where those options lie. If you're in the mid-pitch and you 50, it has to go to one side or the other. If you're at the wall, it can stay along the wall, but OG Baba stays on top of that one, finds a way to tie this one back up.
Walk me through this one. There was a top, a pass, and a force in. Wow. What just happened?
Jay Clow carries that one up over the top, recognizes where those defenders are, knows that they're going to be looking for that shot from him, elects to dump it back down to OG Baba. Good patience out of Aker means they're waiting for it, but OG Baba just 50s very, very well to slam that one home. And you know I'm a big fan of 50s. If you want to talk about one mechanic, there's an opportunity. One mechanic on an individual level that wins championships, it's 50s.
Well, another situation we've been here before. Tied game, less than a minute to go. Probably looking at a golden goal situation if the results hold. But I can tell you, like you said earlier, neither team wants to go to an overtime situation. Game 5, the next team to win wins the entire series. And Tay had an opportunity, had an idea, but Aker has the ball, but gets the ball back. Tay's on the side, top over the net, pass OG Baba. It's in there with 19 seconds to go. Concordia, Nebraska has broken the deadlock.
This is how we do it. Tay CJ off the walls, using them to their advantage to get it past the defenders, and then pushes it out in front of the net, allows that easy follow through to score. Now with only 19 seconds remaining, I'd love to break that goal down more, but we need to see, does Wisconsin have what it takes to bring this one back, to score at the end here and find a way to tie it up? Tay with the pressure, and there's OG Baba. That could be the nail in the coffin.
And that's why we call it insurance. Nail in the coffin, the dagger, insult to injury. Why not? 2 goals up with 9 seconds to go isn't impossible to beat, but this one is more than often sealing the victory for Nebraska. With 9 seconds on the clock, Wisconsin has to have a couple of tricks out on their sleeves to make this a possibility. This clock turns down to 3, and now it looks like it's going to stick. 4-2, Nebraska wins this one in the most sweaty way possible.
Wow. Concordia, Nebraska, taking us all the way out to game 5. They took those first 2 fairly handily. Wisconsin came back and just smacked them. coming through those next two games, especially game 4. Oh my goodness. But at the end of the day, Concordia, Nebraska stands tall. They prevent the reverse sweep, and they use unrelenting pressure, 11 shots on net to 5 for Concordia, Wisconsin, to just secure this in dominating fashion.
I got to give it to Concordia, Wisconsin. Having their backs against the wall and pushing it to a game 5 is a hero's journey. But I look at Nebraska and I wonder if this was a Pyrrhic victory. I mean, with another win like this, another series like this, I wonder if you'll be undone. There is no way you should be able to drop 2 games straight like that the way they've done it. And I really think those VLDs would be important. Now, I know you are an analyst. Let me know I'm overreacting. Let me know the sky is falling. But other than that, I feel like that's a bit too much.
No, the sky, not. I think you're correct in certain forms. It all comes back to the mental game, though, and that ability of Concordia, Nebraska to settle in after having such a change of fortune throughout games 3 and 4, to be able to hit that reset button in that intermission between games 4 and 5 and say, okay, it's been rough. It hasn't been working. We've gotten our absolute faces kicked in. But be able to stop and say, okay, we've got this. Let's settle down. Let's play our game and let's bring it to them, and then execute throughout that. We had a few interviews at the start of the season with some very high level players that were, the message was the same for all of them, is all of Rocket League comes back to the mental game. Concordia, Nebraska wins in the mental game.
And mental games, really that's what it is, all psychological, all that kind of thing. And I got to give it, again, to both teams for giving out their all out there on the pitch, today. And, well, I think that does it for us there, Lars Newt. If you have any parting shots or final words, now's the time.
Well, I just would like to say, if you like the content that we are bringing you here, make sure you drop a follow so you can see all of the action that NECC brings you. It's not just Rocket League. We have all kinds of esports all throughout the week, so make sure you're stopping back regularly. You can follow us on the socials for all of the updates that you need there. And if you want to support what we do, support the people that support us. When we go to intermission, you're going to see a short run of ads, and these are the people that support us directly, so make sure you give them a look, you check them out. But like Novanta said, that does it for this series, but not for NECC tonight. We have more action. I'm going to be sticking around. You have to keep hearing my big dumb voice. Novanta, thank you for joining me.
Big dumb
We'll be
voice.
right back
Big dumb
after
voice.
after this intermission.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Jeez, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.